Hello, good morning, everyone. Let me get myself right there so I can, oh, wait, we don't like it down there because then it messes up stuff. There we go. Hi, everybody. Sorry, we have been having just, a couple little tech issues this morning has made things interesting. Hey, we have got two really fun cards to share with you. These are what we're calling double column cards. So it's a beautiful card on the outside, right? We love that. It's got this fun little side panel here. Do you see we've got a column here and we've got a column here. I've got designer series paper really kind of being the star of these cards. They are tons of fun. Let me show you this one. This one is a real favorite. It's a birthday one because I love this paper. This is the Wildflower birthday paper, and it's just some of my favorite paper. All right, we're going to create both cards today. I'm going to bring myself back over here. So I do need to let you know, Christina is trying very hard to get on Facebook, but she is having some major issues down there. It was getting her kicked out. Oh, I see she's trying to come back. So
I see that too.
We're hoping we'll see Christina. We've had so much going on around here, you guys. If you follow my newsletter or even just last week's live or at the Creative 8 retreat. Oh my gosh, at the Creative 8 retreat, when I was doing my live, it was pouring. I mean, it was so loud. I'm like, I don't even know if people could hear me. They could. Luckily, my microphone's far enough away. But I mean, flash flooding is crazy around here. Today, the sun is shining and we couldn't be happier. Hey, let me go ahead and bring Brenda on here since I'm just yapping. There we go.
Good morning.
We're going to see if we can get Christina on here. But good morning, Bren.
Hey, I got to show you something.
Okay.
This is so fun. So just how long we've been stamping.
Yeah.
I was looking at stuff on my desk today.
Here, I'm going to see. Hold on. I'm going to bring you up. No.
That's not me.
There. This one. There we go. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. It says, beautiful Miss Bren.
Christina made me this coaster. I don't know. I mean, I can't even remember this stamp set. It's that
Girl Power. I think it's Girl Power. No. That's not it.
2003. 2003. So I would like to point out how good Stays On is.
Yeah.
I use this every day. Christine S. says she still has the stamp set. Anyway.
It was one of my favorite sets. And I wish I could remember the name.
I don't know, but I just thought that was such a fun little blast from the past. And I was like, I got to share this.
Girlfriends. Christina it's called Girlfriends. Yeah, that was it. Oh, my girls loved that stamp set.
Yep. It's a fun one. And like I said, here it is. 22 years later, still in use. So.
Oh, sweet little Christina made a coaster.
I love it.
Yeah, we used to make those all the time, didn't we?
2003 was when? I don't know how long. Yeah.
10 years ago, something like that.
Something like that yesterday. So I'm excited.
Oh, hey, I need to bring up some comments. I'm like, how come I'm not seeing them? Well, Connie, you got to hit the button and make that happen. There we go.
We got some fun ones.
Debbie actually says 2003 was when she started Stampin' Up. Me too. 2003 is when that's when I joined. Nancy says, I'm getting a glare. I'm going to move my computer here. I can't read anything with lights on it. Great project. Remember making coasters years ago. Yeah, that was a classic. We made lots of those.
I feel like I want to do it again.
I know. Maybe we should. Because we have black and saddle brown.
Something like that. And yeah. So I think it would be fun. I might have to. We
got lots of people on here, Bren.
Yay.
We've got Florence saying hello, Jamie from Wichita, Sandra, those nasty gremlins. I know they're getting us. Catherine from Vancouver. Shout out to my Canadian friends. I love you guys so much. Lori Cabot says, ooh, love the bling bling, Connie. Such a sparkly day. I just hit my camera.
Yeah. I was on here quite early this morning, and we've got Suzanne from Sweden, Kate from Northern Ireland. Let me see if I can see.
So fun. Vicky from Arizona.
Yeah. And just so fun that we can gather. I was saying it earlier today. we get to gather as this community, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The world can seem so big sometimes, and yet here we have this community of people that they're our friends.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that they're our friends. So I don't know. That just makes me super happy.
It is. It's one of the best things about what we do.
Yep.
And, you know, not only can sending a card bring you closer to people, but, you know, just things like this and being live and chatting. And yeah,
I agree.
It really is. This is such, when we said that when we did the Creative 8 retreat this weekend, it really is the best part of what we do.
It is.
That we all get to come together.
I agree. I've got friends I never would have met had it not been for Stampin' Up. And I just wanted a discount. And,
right.
You know, and now I just have these friends from all over the world that, you know, are truly friends I've met in person. And, you know, we mail stuff back and forth. And it's been this huge life-changing thing that you just thought you were signing up for a discount, right?
Right.
Way different than a Costco membership. So.
Costco doesn't do for me what my Stampin' friends can do.
That's
Sorry,
right.
Costco. You just don't.
That's right. Exactly.
All right. Oh, Patricia says, community is why I stamp. Thank you for your creativity, instruction, and hospitality. There you go. That Patricia says it all. Community is why I stamp. Yep. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, how about we go ahead? We're going to jump in here. Let me move some cameras around. That did not work. Let's try that. There we go. Too many buttons and things you got to push around here to make stuff work. All right, guys. Well, I don't think we were able to get Christina over on Facebook, but hey, Brenda and I are here, and these things do happen. Oh, there we go. She is on Facebook. We just can't get her here on this part of the live. She is on Facebook. Yay, Christina. Okay, well, that's good to know. She's downstairs, so she just yelled up to me. All right, guys. Well, before we jump in, you know, I always give you a free download that goes along with the video. So don't mess with writing down any measurements because this is so much easier. Why write it down when I've got it all typed up pretty for you? So all the measurements, you'll have the photos, so it's easy to know what project this goes to. Are you guys like me? Do you like write down all these measurements and then you have these pieces of paper all over your stamp room with measurements and you have no idea what they go to? Yeah, me too. Okay, well, you'll have the photos. There's my supply list. And of course, this QR code makes it really easy for you to come back if you need to watch the video again. Click or scan. That'll take you there. If you are in the United States, I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And here's a quickie list of all the things I'm using on my video. You can click that graphic or you can follow that link. It's going to take you there. I want to do a quick shameless plug for my YouTube membership. If you love diagrams, they do make things a little bit easier. And if you love diagrams, you can get these by being a fun fold friend. And that's a $4.99 a month thing. You're going to get, there's lots of other perks, but that's one of them. You get the download or the diagrams with your membership. And then if you're a fancy fold fanatic, guys, you're also going to get written tutorials as well. So if you like to have everything written out, consider joining. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in with our card. This is the You Make a Difference with love and thanks. Thankful for you, friend. Okay, let me see if I can keep that up there in the corner for you. Okay, let's start with our cardstock. So I have a piece of Melon Mambo, and it is a 5.5 by 10 3/8. I did some scoring. Are you ready? I scored it 3/4, 1.5, 2 1/4, and 3, and then 7 1/8. Okay, so that is your card base. And so you're going to want to come along and give all of your score lines a good crease and fold them all towards the middle, towards the inside. Okay, so this one here, this is our first column, as you can kind of see. That's how your first column will go together. Okay, this folds down and over, and that's why we get all these little pretties. Okay, all right. We're going to go ahead and start with this, and I'm going to jump in and do my stamping next. I'm going to be using Thankful Garden, and I'm not using the bundle. I'm just using the stamp set today. I've got 3 ink pads, Melon Mambo, Blueberry Bushel. I don't use this one enough, and it's a beautiful color, but it's pretty bold and bright. And then Garden Green. So that's what we're going to be working with today. I'm going to start with my Melon Mambo. I've just got one thing I need to stamp really quick before we jump into putting the card together. Did you guys just hear my stomach growl? I'm curious if you can hear that. I even ate breakfast. My stomach is growling. Ugh. Always feel like I'm hungry. Okay, I'm going to open this up. This panel right here, all the way over to the side, I'm going to stamp a flower just to make it look really pretty. I'm going to kind of show you here. It's all going to show once we put our panel together. So that's why you want to kind of scoot it over so that it's kind of close to that 7 1/8 inch score line. Okay, let's go ahead and do some more stamping. I said I was done with my Melon Mambo, so I'm going to get that way out of my way. And let's bring in some more cardstock. So I have some pieces of basic white. Now, before you stamp this one, make sure you kind of know the direction, because this one is a 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. So make sure your 2 1/4 is up at the top. This one here, this is a 3 by 5 1/4. That, of course, is for the inside of my card. And then this little strip is a 1/2 inch by 3 inches, and that's going to be for this greeting. Okay, jumping in. Let's start with Blueberry Bushel. And we're going to bring in some more stamps. These are all from the same stamp set, okay? So we're going to say, thankful for you, friend. And there's my stomach growling again. I want to know if you guys can hear it. How embarrassing. Goodness. But I don't know. I ate breakfast. I ate really, really early, though. Yep, the dogs woke me up to go outside. Okay, we're going to stamp with love. And we're going to kind of stamp it at an angle. And I stamped it up high, just a little bit higher, because we're going to come back in and we're going to say with love and thanks. Okay, so pretty. And I love that font, don't you? Love it. Okay. Christine says, nope, can't hear it. Oh, you mean my stomach? I thought suddenly I'm panicking going, oh no, they can't hear me. Okay, well, then now I'm just really embarrassed that I told you that my stomach is growling really bad. Oh, man. Food.
Hey, Connie.
Yeah.
Do you mind picking up your stamp case and showing it again? They'd like to see the images. The stamp set case.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Here we go. Thankful Garden. So it's got 2 big flowers in it, and you could use either one. I chose this one because it went with the paper. This designer series paper is Lovely Garden, so it matches this stamp set, the stamp set. And so that's why I chose this one. But some of the other paper, you might end up using this one, and that's fine too. So lots of really great images in here. You can see we have these little guys that go inside the flowers. Okay. I'm not going to do that. It's just it's fine to stand alone, I guess is what I'm going to say, on the inside of that card. So beautiful stamp set. I love it. Okay, friends, I'm done with Blueberry Bushel. Let's do a little Garden Green. And we're going to add some of the leaves. So in Garden Green, I'm going to stamp one down here. And then I'm just going to kind of add these. Let's see. Where do I want it? You know what? I'm going to get a little grid paper underneath me because I think I'm going to stamp off. So we'll go maybe about there, here. I don't usually do things in 4, so that always bothers me. There, 5. Okay. We're also going to color these in. And friends, I'm going to use a light Old Olive Stampin' Blend. Now, if you want to bring in your blends and do all kinds of fun blend work, I encourage you to do that. But because I was using Garden Green, I felt like it had enough shading. And, it saves us time. You could also use a Stampin' Up marker. I would test it. I'm not quite sure if Old Olive would be too dark, but you might come in with something like maybe a So Saffron or something. Or So Saffron. What? Whoa. Soft sea foam. See, it kind of sounds the same. All right. We're going to get these colored in. Maybe I really did need food more than I needed coffee. Go ahead. I know I said coffee. Everybody take a drink. But I've switched over to my water now. So trying to limit myself. All right. One more leaf here. Oh, I saw someone, I think it was Joanna, made a comment. She liked my hair. My hairdresser cut it kind of short. But let me tell you, my one thing that I hate is when I'm doing this, that you guys can see how bad my roots look. But they're all pretty now because I got them done, yesterday, day before, something like that. Anyway, okay, whoops, there's my stamping. It's done. Kind of nice to get that out of the way. So we're going to come in and we're going to start adding some of that designer series paper. So I have, well, I can't pick it up. My goodness, come here. I've got 4 pieces. These are 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. And grab some adhesive here. And I'm going to start with my first one. I'm doing all this before I put my column together. The first one is going to go right here. I'm leaving myself, a little bit of space. Let me kind of show you. I'm going to add just a little bit of space right there. Let me lay these 4 panels flat. So this one, don't do anything on this one. This is going to get glued down. Okay. So we don't need that one. We're actually going to adhere on panel 1 and panel 3. Okay. And then I'll show you in a minute what we're going to do with that last piece. So panel 1, we'll add that one there. And just a quick reminder, these were the 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. We're going to add, let's put this a little bit more of that melon mambo up at the top. These don't have to be cut in order or anything like that. I'm a little high. Let's try that again. So that'll just center up in the panel. Okay, we've got that. We're going to set this one off to the side for a minute. While we're doing this, let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and add our greeting or sentiment here on the inside. And Nancy says, drink whatever's in your cup. I love that my viewers have a drinking game. Every time I talk about coffee, they take a drink. It cracks me up. Okay, I've got another piece of that same designer series paper. And this one is a 3 by 5 1/4. And by the way, just so you know, it takes a 5 by 5 1/4 inch piece of designer series paper to make this card. So because I'm kind of spreading the paper out, that's what kind of gives us the it's almost like a faux spreading designer series paper out, because we can use it and space it out. It kind of looks like we used a lot more, but we didn't. So I kind of like that. Okay, you know what? We're here. We're going to go ahead and keep adhering. Why not? This is one that, oh goodness, that there's no really right or wrong on when you put things together. So if you're a fancy fold fanatic and you've got my tutorial, you might go, Connie, that's not the way you're doing it in the tutorial. Some things it does not really matter what you put down first. So you can see I've got another little piece of melon mambo, and that was 3/4 by 3 1/4. And I just adhered my greeting there on the front. So we have that. Now we're going to put our column together. So we have these 2 blank columns, right? We're going to put adhesive. And if you want, you do not have to do this. I don't know. I'm not going to do it. Forget it. I was going to miter, but you know what? I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I think I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to put adhesive. What just happened? That's crazy. Whoa. Just like, I don't know. Where did I come at it the wrong way? All right, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold the adhesive off to the side. Do you see that? And I'm going to fold it over. We're going to give that a press. I'm going to press this back. So can you see? Boom and boom. That's going to ensure that's sitting just right. So now we're sure it's going to go flat. All right. Can you see how we're doing that? Okay. Now let's make our double column, because I mean, this by itself could be nice as long as we put something here, but this is a double column card. I've got another piece of Melon Mambo cardstock. This is 6 1/4 by 3. And I did that same scoring, 3/4, 1 1/2, 2 1/4, and 3. Okay. So exact same scoring lines. So we're going to give these a crease just like we did before. Fold everything to the inside. And I'm going to fold that so that we see 2 panels. We're going to put adhesive all the way down one, and we're going to fold it over. There is our next column. That's how we ensure that they are set just right. Okay. There. All right. Now we are ready to add this to our card, but I've got some tricks for you. So here's what we're going to do. I know that is the bottom, right? Because it's obvious, the bottom. I'm going to flatten this out so I know where to put my adhesive. Okay. And I'm a little heavy on the adhesive because, you know, we want this to be nice and strong. And then I'm going to put adhesive here on the other side. Okay. Fold that in. Okay. Fold it in. Fold this down. See how we did that? I'm going to line this end with that empty panel. This side is going to line up right here. Make sure your card will close, which it should. And now, there we go. So for a minute, you may have thought, oh, you're adhering it to that. No. Can you see how that went together? All right. We've got that. Now we can take that last strip and we're going to add it here to the side. So that's why I wanted to skip this piece of designer series paper until I had the double panel in place. Okay. We will just put that. There we go. All right. Card has been put together. Debbie says, how awesome. I'm so glad you like it. Okay. Now we're going to take our with love. We're going to adhere it right there. Easy, easy. It adds a lot of brightness to the card right here. And the last thing we're going to do, which I think that's gorgeous, by the way, stands beautifully. And, you know, it's just so three-dimensional that it's mantle worthy, 100%. Okay, let's add a little bow. So on both cards, I'm going to use the gold and silver trim combo pack. I'm going to use this one on my next card, but this one's going to take a silver one. I'm going to take a mini glue dot. And I'm going to take the center of that bow, press it onto a mini glue dot. You decide where you want the bow to go, but I think I'm going to put it right here in that corner. Guys, so fun. So pretty. Stands up great. Mails flat. Yes, it is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's going to go in a medium-sized envelope. You are good to go. All right. We're going to do one more card. And this is my birthday card. This one I said was kind of a favorite. I did do a few things in advance for you because, you know, we just did it. So remember, the scoring is all the same, and I'm going to be using Pretty in Pink. So remember, we put a piece of designer series paper on panel 1 and panel 3, and then here on the inside. Okay. Let's go ahead and wait, I got to make sure. Yes. Okay. We're going to put our adhesive here. And remember, you're going to fold it over to expose 2 of them. Fold it over. Give that a press. Give that a press. All right. Column 1. Let's work on column 2. Remember this one, we cut, what am I trying to say? No, I'm not. It's scored the exact same way. All right, adhesive on that panel, just like our other column. We're going to flip it over, flip it back. Okay, that's our next column. To add it to our card, I'm going to lay this one flat, and I'm going to lay this one flat. Remember, that's the bottom. Okay, so you want to kind of pay attention to what is the bottom of your column. Let's get plenty of adhesive there. Some here on the side. And we are going to line that up. Remember, we're lining up the flat edge with that score line. We're lining up the other end here with the score line there. And when we give that a press, everything's laying the way it should. All right, we're doing good. We've got one more piece of designer series paper, 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. How many of you are madly in love with this paper? This wildflower birthday paper. Guess what? It didn't retire. It's coming back. I'm so glad. Okay. Now let me show you what I'm using here for my focal image on the side. I didn't stamp that. Let me show you what I'm going to do. This comes in the wildflower birthday. Okay. These are just little punch outs. I'm actually going to use this one. And you can use whichever ones you want. I mean, really just kind of get creative. How about a balloon on this one? We'll do a balloon. So we have those. And you know what? We need a flower. How about we do this one? So we have those. By the way, I've just punched a whole bunch of those out and I just keep them in a clear envelope. Just makes it easy. But the other thing I wanted to show you was this piece of designer series paper. And you can see, you can just cut things out. So this one, this birthday cake, that's the one I used here. I just cut it down to size. All right. Remember, it needed to be a 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. So any of these could be cut down. You could do the balloon. No, that one won't work because that hand is down there. But I use this one. You could just get creative. You got all of these. And then we have some really awesome labels and things I could have used, but I wanted to kind of keep it a little bit simple today. All right. I do have a little bit of stamping to do, and I think I'm going to do that before I get too far. I'm going to bring in an early espresso ink pad. And for this card, I'm keeping it simple because the designer series paper is really the star here. We're going to use Simply Said. This one's been around for a while. It's a favorite. I love it. In early espresso, we're going to stamp birthday wishes. I think I'm going to stamp it here at an angle. I don't know. I'm in an angle mood, right? Okay, we have that. I've already stamped my happy birthday and pool party. Okay, so I have that ready to go. Let's work on adding some decor here. So I said I'm going to use, I punched out both of these. I guess I need to decide. I can use either the banners, and you know, it looks like I could get away with 3 of them. I could use a balloon. Let's do the banners. Okay. But either way, you just kind of find what you want to use. So I'm going to add, probably would have been better off with some multi-purpose glue, but we're going to add these banners right here. Grab my scissors. Look, I have enough left over. I can make another card. I guess I could even do that, but I don't want to go quite that busy. Let's do that one. Oh, it looks like I got a little snippet right here. Let's go ahead and get that off of there. All right. We're going to do a little more stamping with Pool Party ink. And a birthday card deserves a little celebration. Let's celebrate. And, and I also pulled out a flower to add here. Again, there's like so many, and you get 2 sheets of all of these. So my goodness, they just kind of go on forever.
Hey,
now,
Connie,
yeah.
Sandra says, funny note, I feel like you've given permission to do sentiments at an angle. Saves my mental anguish for trying to do it straight. Thanks, Connie.
Right. I agree 100%. I'm not always straight. I get it. So yes, you do. You now officially have permission. I'm going to take another little flower. I just wanted to fill that in. By the way, you notice this one. I mean, it's kind of down inside there, and that's fine. Not a problem. Let's see. Where do I want this one? I think I'm going to go there. I don't know. No, I don't like that. Let's not. No. Let's, I want to go here, but that has both of them on both sides. How about there? Okay. I don't know. We'll see what we've got. We have to snip that off. Okay. I'm all right with it. It might not be exactly what I wanted, but anyway, you're going to have some fun laying out those flowers and making it creatively yours. In fact, I don't know. I think I need one more down here. Let me grab one more. How about this little one? This one's sweet. Why not add a little bit down there in the corner? Now, remember, this is the piece off that big sheet that I cut down. That will go here. And I should tell you guys, you could, if you wanted to, I'm just going to grab another flower here. If you wanted to, you could even make things pop, okay? I could make a little pop underneath there. So yeah, get creative with this card. Let's close it up. We're going to add our birthday greeting right across the front. There we go. And because this paper has that beautiful gold already built into it, I knew I needed to use the gold ribbon. And pressing that onto a glue dot. And we're going to add that one right there, friends. Beautiful. Right? Love these cards. And you know, it doesn't use a lot of cardstock. It really doesn't. We started with a 5.5 by 10 3/8 and a 6 1/4 by 3. And I was able to get all of that from one 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. So this card is kind of what we always like to call a one sheet wonder, that yes, you can make all of those columns and everything with a 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. Let me go ahead and bring in my first card, my thankful for you friend. Beautiful, fun, fun, fun. Brenda, I forgot to bring out my cards for next week. Shall I go get them?
Yes, you should.
Yep, I will. Okay, let me go grab them. Hold on, guys. Sorry about that. Woo. This is Connie prepared. All right. And of course, one of them was not here. It was over at my desk. We are going to create these beautiful, whoops. There we go. We're going to create some bay window cards. And I'm loving this paper, loving this new paper. That, you know, we love these mantle-worthy cards, right? Look at that beautiful thinking of you. There are no words to fill the void, but know that I am here. So a beautiful sympathy card. Love that one. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. You make my day that much brighter, and my love for you that much stronger. And this is using the timeless plaid. Do you see how the focal image or the greeting on the front also pops? Yeah. Beautiful and fun cards. So yes, we're going to do that next week. That'll be May 8th. May 8th. And then just a heads up, the fam is going on vacation. It is time for a vacation, and we are going to the happiest place on earth because we need a little happiness, all this rain. Ooh. So yes, we will be on vacation. So that's not next week. Next week I'll be here, but the week after that, I will be gone. So, oh, Mommy Rue says those are beautiful. I'm so glad that you like the bay window cards. They're going to be a lot of fun. And again, we're kind of letting designer series paper do most of the work for us. We love that, right? Sandra says, if I can accomplish this, I think I'd stick little sentiments in the holes behind the little box. Okay. So you're talking about just kind of having, oops, I did it again. Let me try that. So you're talking about having just like a little sentiment that pops up. I think it's a great idea. You do have this panel here, so you might want to stick something inside that box, okay? The only thing I'm going to warn you about is make sure it goes flat, and wherever you put that sentiment, it's not going to interfere with the side. I think it's an amazing idea. Just make sure you really think where that's going to go before you adhere it down, because your card does have to close. So excellent, excellent idea. All right. Christina actually said to her, I know you can accomplish it. You can. Guys, you're going to have that download with all your measurements. And it really is simple. Again, come back to the video so you can remember what panels you need to add, the designer series paper too. And I'm going to go ahead and come back to my card one more time. The reason I wanted to add the panels beforehand is because, you know, if you try to tuck this one in, it's not that hard. But, you know, I was trying to tuck it in behind when the column was already made, this was all put together. It wasn't as easy. So it just kind of makes things a little bit easier if you'll put it on panel 1 and panel 3. Put your double panel on, cover it with your third piece. There's your fourth piece. You're good to go. Okay. Well, that I think wraps it up for me, guys. I want to give a shout out to my my YouTube membership friends. So thank you guys so much for being a part. I'll tell you what, give me just a second, because I love to share this. And this is all new to me when I do this. So here we go, guys. We are going to, Brenda, help. How do I do it? Oh, man. Oh, man. I do this every single time. Oh, Christina's doing it. God bless you, Christina. Did you hit play? I'm going to hit play. I'm going to go hit play. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you being a part. We are having so much fun over on the membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you guys. You're the best.